Kitzur Byte, the literal meaning of the name Shemoneh Esrei. So this chapter that we concluded in today's episode is the chapter of the rules and laws of Shemoneh Esrei, what we call the Amidah, the time that we're speaking face to face with God. So there are two names in Hebrew for this. The one I mentioned second was Amidah, literally means standing, which should make sense because we stand when we're saying Shemoneh Esrei. So that makes sense. That's called the Amidah, the standing prayer. But the first name, the more common term used, is Shemoneh Esrei. Shemoneh Esrei literally means 18. Why do we call this prayer 18? The answer is because when this prayer was initially created, it was standardized by the Sanhedrin, the Anshe Knesset Gedolah, the Supreme Rabbinical Court in the times of the Second Temple. So going back around almost 2,500 years, 2,300, something like that. So when this was standardized, it had 18 blessings. Therefore, it got the name Shemoneh Esrei, the 18. However, if you count it, you'll notice there's actually 19 blessings. When did it switch from 18 blessings to 19 blessings? So the answer is that sometime shortly after the Romans destroyed the temple, during the Roman era, still when Romans still ruled Israel, there was an epidemic of Jews who would report on their fellow Jews, informers who would go tell on their fellow Jews to the Romans. The Romans were extremely horrible. They instituted all sorts of laws and rules and decrees about trying to stamp out Judaism. We're not allowed to study Torah, no bris milah, different eras of the different rulers of different Caesars, different rulers of Rome would institute different decrees trying to stamp out Judaism. And sadly, we had some Jews who accepted Roman culture who would inform on their fellow Jews, yeah, you're learning Torah, I'm going to tell the local governor about it. The fact that you're learning Torah, you'll be punished. So therefore, at that time, Rabbi Gamliel, who was one of the leaders of the Jewish people, he instituted what we have as the 12th blessing of Shemoneh Esrei, which is a prayer asking God to punish those that inform on their fellow Jews. So that was added, and that's when it switched from 18 to 19 blessings. But because it was originally instituted as 18 blessings, it still retained its name as of the Shemoneh Esrei, the 18. Now you may have noticed that the chapter number that we've been studying the laws of Shemoneh Esrei is chapter number 18. When Rabbi Shlomo Gansfried wrote this Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, I don't know if he had in mind that he's going to write the rules of Shemoneh Esrei, which means 18, in chapter 18. But like we all know, there's no such thing as a coincidence, and therefore Hashem, God, has the world worked out perfectly to the point where the laws of Shemoneh Esrei end up in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch in chapter 18. Something else just interesting to note about the structure of Shemoneh Esrei: the first three blessings of the Shemoneh Esrei are always the same. The last three blessings of the Shemoneh Esrei are always the same. The middle section changes. So we have a weekday middle section, we have a Shabbos evening middle section, a Shabbos morning middle section, Shabbos afternoon middle section. We have a Musaf section depending on the day and what the Musaf is. But no matter what the Shemoneh Esrei is, the first three blessings are the same and the last three blessings are the same. And every non-weekday Shemoneh Esrei, we usually only have one blessing in the middle talking about the day, the specialness of the day, whatever it is, or the Musaf offering. So there's really only 18 blessings, or even in this case, really 19 blessings on a standard weekday Shemoneh Esrei. The other Shemoneh Esreis of Shabbos, of holidays, of Musafs, they'll have usually 7 blessings. The standard first 3, the standard last 3, and a separate middle one. The first 3 blessings are praising God. During the week, the middle blessings, they talk about, that's where we have our requests, asking God for health, livelihood, the Messianic era, to take care of the righteous, the leaders, etc. And then we have the last 3 blessings at the end. The third to last is a prayer asking God to restore the service in the temple. If you remember, the prayers that we have nowadays are meant to be a replacement for the service in the temple. So it's really a second best scenario. So it's very appropriate to end off our Shemoneh Esrei saying, God, we're serving you with our speech. We want to be able to serve you with our hands. We want to have the temple back and be able to serve you in the temple. The second to last paragraph of all Shemoneh Esreis is Modim. Thank you, God. We just spent a whole Shemoneh Esrei asking you for stuff. Thank you for taking care of us, for being good to us, etc. And the last blessing of Shemoneh Esrei, which we end off every Shemoneh Esrei with, is a request for peace. In Judaism, peace is considered the ultimate blessing. Shalom is the ultimate blessing. Nothing could be greater than that. The way that Rashi, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzchaki, one of the greatest rabbis from, I think it was around the 9th or 10th century, he lived in France. He explains it that shalom, peace, is the vessel, is like the bowl, so to speak, that holds all the other blessings. All other requests, they fit into the bowl of shalom. If we don't have this bowl of peace, this vessel of peace holding everything else, then everything else just falls apart. And therefore, we end off every Shemoneh Esrei during the week on Shabbos and holidays with this request from God. God, we asked you for a lot of stuff. We spoke about a lot of stuff. At the end of the day, please, with it all, we need peace, no matter what's happening.